And next, Bill Jacocks begins a special 5-part series this week on home video recorders. So if you have one, roll your tape when we come back, right after this.
Home video recorders under a lot of Christmas trees this year and in more homes. But they're also the reason for a whole new sort of crime, as we'll learn this week as Bill Jacocks tells us everything we ever wanted to know about the new home movies. Bill?
Okay, Dave, thank you. You know, owning a video cassette recorder makes a man or a woman a kind of Captain Video. Video cassette recorder could easily be called Future Toy, the magic machine that frees people from the dictates of network and local TV programmers. It allows you to transcend time to make prime time anytime you want it to be. The VCRs, once toys for the wealthy, have come down to earth in price now, and in effect, they've started a love affair with consumers.
The VCR business has really skyrocketed in the last, let's say, 9 months on it. The prices have come way down. A year ago, you were looking at machines, like this particular machine right here, was selling for about $1,000. Now we're priced at under $800.
They have sold roughly 750,000 video recorders in the last 9 months, which is equal to all that have been sold in 3/4 and other formats in the last 10 years.
Well, the variety of ways to use these machines is almost unlimited. But of the reported 750,000 VCR owners, a prime use appears to be collecting feature films. And this has created a kind of underground network, but not one that you hear a lot about.
Very simply, the network does exist. I don't think that anyone's going to deny that it does. There's been a flurry of publicity about it, and it exists from coast to coast. And I'd say virtually any current motion picture that's showing now or has been showing within the last 30 days can be obtained. It's not a matter of which movie you can get, it's a matter of what condition it comes in. That's how the hobby has progressed, from not what's available, but how good is the quality.
Well, this network is not some criminal organization. The people are average citizens of all walks of life, and all, including the dealer who sells the VCR machine, are liable to jail terms and severe fines because of the copyright laws. But before you decide against a VCR or try to get out of the country, join me tomorrow for a look at the legal controversy as seen by a copyright expert and the FBI.
David. I ought to point out, too, that was Jim Fryan, the second guy who talked in your thing. Not the video file, but the man at the store. I think we got his name on.
That was Jim Fryan.
At Fryan Video.
And next, agents try to enforce laws against pirating big-name movies, but it's not easy. Bill Jacocks has part 2 of the series when we come back.
Bill Jacocks is back tonight with part 2 of his 3-part series on video cassette recorders. Tonight he deals with the questions of legalities. Bill?
Okay, Dave, as you might have heard, the hottest selling item in the electronics field right now is the video cassette recorder. To make sure you're aware of the products available, very little emphasis is placed on the fact that almost anything you tape from your TV set infringes on copyrights. Jules Yarnell, an attorney for the Recording Industry of America Association, feels the VCR is hurting film and TV artists and producers.
I think that as more and more of these units are available in the home, there will be more use of copyrighted programming, which consists of either motion pictures or various TV shows that are syndicated and that can produce income on a repeat basis.
The FBI recently busted a video film pirating scheme, and this left many video files extremely uneasy, not because of the bust, but because it heightened awareness of copyright controversy. You afraid at all?
Sure, I think I'd be lying if I said no. There's always some trepidation there because we're dealing in a very questionable area.
The illegal use, dubbing of films that have not been licensed out. How can you enforce that with millions of people being involved?
It's practically impossible, actually. However, the concentration of law enforcement, the FBI, in the violation of the copyright is more in the situation wherein the people are really involved in a big way.
Well, the general consensus is that enforcement is virtually impossible. But this doesn't mean collectors are home free. One major film studio has a suit against Sony Betamax seeking to outlaw the machines altogether. But that case, which will determine the legalities of VCRs, is likely to go all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. And in the meantime, the sales are soaring and the joys of VCRs are many. Tomorrow, a look at how people use the machines, in pornography especially, and what the future holds for VCRs. By the way, that was Stan Zarnicki, the head of the FBI.
And Bill Jacocks said video cassettes have made dirty movies a household and private word. When we come back.
In part 3 of his series, Bill Jacocks tells us this is apparently having an effect on the sellers and the buyers. Bill?
Okay, Dave, I can tell you one thing. The copyright controversy is not hurting the sales of video cassette recorders. In fact, it may be helping. And also helping sales is something else that goes with controversy: pornography. Recorded movies with major titles are becoming more available and lower in price, the current cost being about $50, and sales are growing. But while the Pattons and Hello Dollys are doing well, it is the Blue Movie, adult entertainment side of video cassettes that is generating major sales. The recent opening of the Adult Video Center on Prospect Avenue is testimony to the growth of the VCR business and the heavy business done by Blue Movies. And the customers may surprise you.
Well, it's your middle class, wealthy people, because of course you have to have the money to afford a videotape, you know, and the machine. It's your doctors, your lawyers, policemen, family man.
Why not? What's there to be embarrassed about? When you come downtown to watch him, you might as well watch him at home, you know. It'd be a lot better just to stay at home, especially in the wintertime, you know. It's cold outside. Why go outside? Why go downtown and watch the movies when you can sit there at home and watch them yourself? You know, and that way you can have friends and family over. You can watch anytime you want to, you know. I think it's all right. There's nothing to be ashamed about.
The future of video machines for home use is bright, despite the shadow of legislative action that would add restrictions on use. Cameras are available now to make your own home movies at a fraction of the cost of film, and some film outlets are beginning to recognize the video cassette thrust. Video disc machines are now being test marketed, and the advances ahead are mind-boggling. But the impact on the economy, especially for artists and producers, is also mind-boggling and extremely complex. The courts are soon to rule on the copyright question, and the ruling could make things very interesting. At worst, as interesting as prohibition. David?
Thank you, Bill.